Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Leo is a sign of confidence, creativity, and being seen. When they meet, the universe is essentially handing you a spotlight and saying, "Are you ready to step into it?" Here's what most astrology content is not going to tell you about this transit. Jupiter in Leo is going to amplify what is already there. If you've been doing the identity work, this transit will be a rocket ship for you. If you haven't been, it can amplify the fear just as easily. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Cosmic Guidance with me, your host, Sharon. And today we are talking about Jupiter in Leo, hence my bright yellow shirt. Before we begin, we're going to set our frequency. Take a deep breath, inhale, and I want you to feel your feet on the ground. What you are about to receive is an invitation, not pressure. Jupiter is not asking you to perform. It is asking you to expand, to take up space you have been quietly waiting for permission to occupy. You are allowed to be seen. You are allowed to shine. Let's begin. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, abundance, growth, and opportunity. It moves through each sign for approximately a year. And if you're doing a quick reading for someone, you look at what house is Jupiter transiting, because that is the house of opportunity and luck over the next year. But here's the thing, Jupiter doesn't create things from nothing. It's going to expand what's already present. And this is really, really critical. Jupiter in Leo is going to expand your confidence if you've been building it. Or it could expand fear of visibility if you've been avoiding the work. Jupiter is going to enter Leo on June 30th, 2026. So I am putting this episode out early so that you are in the right place to prepare rather than react, right? We want to be proactive in co-creating, not reactive. So Leo is the sign of the sun. It's radiance, self-expression, creativity, confidence, leadership, joy. It's a sign that says, I am here and I have something to offer. Leo rules the fifth house of the natal chart. It's the house of creativity, romance, play, children, authentic self-expression. I call it the So High School house because it's fun, it's dating. And when Jupiter moves through Leo, it's going to amplify all of these themes. Now, the shadow of Leo is performance for approval. Ugh. Doing things to be seen rather than doing things because they are genuinely yours, right? There's our favorite word, expressing yourself authentically, or are you performing for validation? So if we know that all the planets are on a spectrum, here is Jupiter in Leo's spectrum. Expressing yourself authentically would be a high expression. Performing for validation, low expression. That is where we are going to tie in the identity shifting work. This is a transit that's going to reward the identity shifting work most directly. The version of you operating at the high expression of your chart, the confident, creatively expressed, fully embodied version. That's the one Jupiter in Leo is looking to expand. So before we talk about Jupiter in Leo, we're going to talk about confidence in the chart, because this is a conversation that most astrologers absolutely skip. So your sun placement, right? Your sun shows you the identity you're growing into across this lifetime. Confidence is not a fixed state, right? Everything lives on that spectrum. Confidence in your birth chart is the practice of consistently choosing the high expression of your sun sign. Wherever Leo falls in your chart is the house that has been waiting for this transit, right? This is where expansion is coming. This is where the spotlight is landing. Now, remember, we can expand either the fear of visibility or the expression of you authentically being visible. Also, you want to look at your fifth house because Leo naturally rules your fifth house. Even if Leo is not in the fifth house of your birth chart, this house is going to get some activation. So this is going to activate those themes of creativity, self-expression, joy, play, and your courage to be seen. We're also going to look a bit at the North Node connection here. If your North Node is in Leo, or involves Leo energy, this transit is going to be particularly significant. Jupiter is essentially amplifying the exact direction your soul came here to grow into. It's quite interesting to note that in the sky later this summer, the nodes are going to shift. The north node is going into Aquarius, and the south node is going into Leo. So Jupiter and the south node are going to meet up. Are you going to be amplifying gifts from your past life? Are you going to be amplifying kind of these things that are already like known subconsciously within you? Or is this going to become leaky energy? So, what does this mean for your rising sign? So, if you are a Placidus chart, if you have Leo in more than one house in your chart, go ahead and listen for both of those houses. So, in Aries rising, this is Leo in your fifth house. This is creativity, your joy, your romance, your children. You can expect a significant expansion of creative output. Maybe there's new romantic energy. If you're single, really take advantage of dating, get yourself out there. And it's really just a genuine permission slip to go out there and play. I will say, do avoid gambling. Jupiter in the fifth house can be a little excessive in that area. Jupiter and Leo, we are going to see this amplification of gambling even more than we do now. And it's probably going to become more of a conversation around the addiction around it. Taurus risings, that means Leo is in your fourth house of home, family, roots, and your emotional foundation. This area of your life is expanding. It could literally mean a home change or a significant shift in how your inner world feels. Since Jupiter is in Leo, get in touch with that inner child and do some things that just makes that inner child feel good. Shine the spotlight on little you. Gemini rising. Leo's in our third house, right? It's your voice, your ideas, your communication. All of it is being amplified. Please like, follow, and subscribe, right? Follow my Substack. Get out there, put your writings out, put your face out there, put your voice out there. This is the year that our words can reach farther. We can write, speak, create, just create the content, just put it out there, let it live and let it breathe. Cancer risings, Leo is in your second house. So this is your relationship with money, with your self worth, and your values. Okay, this is the area of your life that is expanding. Honestly, maybe it's time for you to raise your prices. Maybe that's what you needed permission to hear from me today. You can expect some new income opportunities, and there's usually a significant shift in how you value yourself. Be very open to the higher expression of your sun sign when Jupiter is going through your second house, okay? My Leo risings, this means Jupiter is moving through your first house. This is truly your year of expansion. Your presence, your confidence, your entire identity is being amplified. The spotlight is on you. This is your moment. Just remember, we want to do it from the high expression of authentically expressing ourselves, not from a state of performance and approval. Virgo risings, Leo is in your 12th house. Here is an area of spiritual expansion. This is a lot of behind the scenes work and unconscious healing. Those are really going to be your themes. This is really about an internal expansion that's going to set the stage for what comes next, right? Because it goes from Leo to Virgo. So right now you're kind of prepping the stage for the next year for you to come out and be the one with the spotlight. So what internal work do you need to do to make sure you over the next year are going to step into the Jupiter in Virgo and be truly authentically yourself? You get 1 year to prep for this. Leo is in the 11th house and you are the luckiest sign. Whenever Jupiter is transiting the 11th house, things are just a little bit easier. This is the house of community, friendships, hopes, wishes, and dreams, and just this future vision of expanding. You can enter new communities, you can have some new collaborators, but there's just this bigger sense of like where you fit in the collective. Scorpio risings, Leo is in your 10th house. This is your career, your public identity, and professional reputation. That is what the spotlight is shining on. So you can expect significant professional expansion and new visibility in your field. I will tell you that when Jupiter goes through this house, sometimes it means more work. So just be very careful that as you perform, you're doing it authentically from the highest expression of your sun sign and you're not performing for validation. Okay. Jupiter seems really lucky, but I've often found in the 10th house, it has just meant more work for me. So be really good with your boundaries. Sagittarius risings, Leo is in your 9th house. This is the house of travel, higher learning, publishing, your philosophy on life. All of this area is expanding. This would be the year to like write the book, launch a course, or teach what you know. Share your knowledge, share your teaching with others. Capricorn rising, Leo is in your 8th house. This is the house of deep transformation, shared resources, and intimacy. So, this area is really expanding. So, your intimate connections can deepen. You might have financial opportunities through partnerships when Jupiter is going through the 8th house. I do often say sometimes we can have too much of a good thing. Maybe just have a safe word. Aquarius risings, Leo's in your 7th house. This is the house of partnerships and relationships of all kinds. Now, this is more contractual partnerships. This is not necessarily romantic. You might have a significant relationship arrive, or you might deepen one you are currently in. Just, these partnerships could be romantic or they can be business partnerships because this is the house before the intimacy. Pisces risings. Leo is in your 6th house. This is the house of daily routines, health, and where you are of service to others. So this area is expanding. You might have some new approaches to wellness, productivity that might feel just a little more joyful and playful. I will also say Leo rules the sun, and the sun is your heart. So do some more cardio, maybe eat better, get your heart checked. This is really a year for you to think about your heart health as well. So, how do you prepare and go back through my episodes and do the identity work before Jupiter arrives, right? Jupiter is going to expand what's already there. You want to make sure what's already there is worth expanding. Get visible where it feels authentic to you. Start the YouTube channel, right? Launch the Substack, pitch the project, have the conversation. Jupiter and Leo is going to reward those that step forward. Let yourself play. Leo rules joy and creative expression. Where have you been taking life too seriously, and where have you forgotten to enjoy the process? It's a permission slip for you to just bring in more lightness into your day. And of course, we have to watch for overexpansion, right? Jupiter's shadow is excess. It might be the largest planet, right? Which means the sun is on it and it's just shining bright. But just remember that means the shadow is also very big behind it. And Leo's shadow is the ego. So together, Jupiter and Leo, it can tip a bit into arrogance, overcommitment, performing rather than expressing. So it's really important to stay grounded in your identity work and who you are becoming. Jupiter in Leo is not just a transit, it's an invitation. The universe is expanding the arena and asking you, are you ready to step into this bigger version of yourself? The identity work you've been doing is exactly what makes this transit land as an opportunity rather than overwhelm. Just remember, opportunity, not overwhelm. Next week, I'm going into eclipse season. Yes, a little bit early. I'm doing this because I want to give you a practical and empowering framework for working with them instead of being swept away by them. As always, please like and subscribe. If you want to go deeper into your birth chart, deeper into where is Jupiter and Leo hitting your chart, what aspects it's making to your natal chart, please feel free to book a birth chart reading or a cosmic guidance session. I will go into more details on my Substack, Mindful Musings. There is a link in the bottom in the show notes. So please follow along there, as well as subscribe to my bulletin that only comes out when Mercury changes signs.